Are you ready? Are you ready? Let's go! Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the Unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high-performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see him as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula of all formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
For being you, and you're ready to roll, who we have as our first participant?
Yes, I am. We have Melanie Stuckey. She has incredible energy. She came through our Clubhouse family. She's the president and CEO of Synergy Mortgage and Florida Real Estate. And she's an agent and a mortgage loan originator at the forefront of the industry. She continues to be an active member of the Florida Association of Brokers, Mortgage Brokers, and is frequently asked to speak within the industry on best practices and financial planning initiatives. She's like a big time Clubhouse speaker, making magic happen all over. And we are so glad you're here, Melanie. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hey, Melanie, thanks so much for being here today. And how about your fun fact besides your big Clubhouse speakerness and all the other beautiful things you're up to? What's a fun fact?
Fun fact is I actually went to the voice audition without scheduling an appointment. Fun fact. I was so excited. I just knew I was going to make it. And they were like, no, you have to set an appointment. And that would put me to the next season. So hopefully it works out this next season.
Well, we are rooting for you.
Oh, great.
You very grateful and appreciate you, Melanie. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right. Gina,
We have Lauren Tully, another Clubhouse queen. She's a juvenile and adult defense attorney in Colorado. And in 2019, she opened up her own law firm, the Law Office of Lauren Tully, to own and operate her practice her own way. And she is currently most proud of representing her juvenile clients, ranging from petty offenses through homicide cases and helping any of her clients through the stress of the court system. Welcome, Lauren.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Hey, Lauren, thank you so much for being here. How about your fun fact for today in your beautiful stand as an entrepreneur, taking the leap, starting your own practice, and what is your fun fact?
Thank you. My fun fact is when I'm not running the business and in trials and things like that, I love playing indoor soccer. And so at one point out here in Colorado, I was on 6 leagues. And so I was really packed at the nights. Now I'm just on 4.
What's your soccer background before your indoor soccerness? Anything before this?
Yeah, I'm actually from California originally. That's where I went to law school. And so I traveled and played competitively as a kid all the way growing up through high school. And when I went to college, I knew I wanted to be a lawyer and just focus on school for that. And soccer became more of a fun thing at that point, where I just play recreationally. So that's the background.
Cool. And so you're a big time club player?
Yes, I love it. One time my team won state in California, so that was a lot of fun.
We are present to the meaning of that, California athletics overall. I was Division I college baseball player, captain of my college baseball team, and have spent an enormous amount of time in the elite sports space. My daughter was a big time soccer player as well. What position did you play?
Center mid.
Nice. Congratulations on your center midness, which for those that don't know means that Lauren was the best player in the team. So,
wow.
So awesome. So Lauren, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. So we got some judges, Gina.
We do. We have Dan O'Day. He's the co-founder and CEO at ECSX and has over 20 years experience in legal technology. He is both a lawyer and a programmer. During his career, he built 5 products for the legal industry and managed it. He's doing a few things and managed a product portfolio of software for several law firms. He has spoken on a variety of topics and has built his business and landed prestigious clients such as Denton's, who he's like, I think you're speaking to Denton's like today, you said, right?
Yep.
Schiff Harden and White and Case. And he is here with us today. Welcome, Dan O'Day.
Dan, White and Case is no joke, my friend.
No, they're not.
So Dan, welcome. Appreciate you being here very much. And what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is I built a 61-foot water slide in my backyard for my kids at one point out of fiberglass water slide like you'd see at a theme park.
I'm coming to visit.
So fun. Yes. That is extraordinary.
That's a shared experience I want to have.
I know.
Absolutely. That is awesome. So Dan, thank you for being here very much and appreciate all that you're up to in the world.
Thank you.
All right. Gina, we got somebody to roll with Dan.
We do. Rachel Hirsch. She is the sales director of Prestige Capital Corp and has more than 20 years experience as a financial executive. She is like a successful track record. She has a successful track record of working with hundreds and hundreds of companies. She's been recognized as a power woman in business by the Long Island Press, has been interviewed on WABC's radio, Mind Your Business, and authored numerous articles. She's a public speaker. She's had all kinds of different types of events since COVID that she created as a result, sort of like we're doing here today. And she's an extraordinary woman with a big heart. Rachel, welcome. So glad you're here.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rachel, thank you for being here. And what is your fun fact?
My fun fact is that I have created during COVID an event that I call Manifestation of Positivity. And I've invited interesting people to come to these rooms where we share things that are keeping us positive, outlooks, books, quotes and things like of that nature. And I've created a huge community over this time, personally. And then professionally, I've created all these really fun Zoom rooms with stand-up comics to entertain my clients, with doing chef, vegan cooking with my clients and creating community. So that's
Chef
been my,
vegan, Sean Callaghan means vegetables, in case you weren't.
Thank you for that clarification. Yes, I was not clear on that. So thank you. I appreciate that. So is a Twizzler a vegan food?
Yes, it is, I think.
Thank you. That's outstanding. So tremendous job innovating in the space of COVID. And thank you for being more than 3,000 people who've appeared on the Real Raw since COVID began. Right. So this dynamic has created a lot of challenges for people, but it's also given birth to incredible things like you're doing and the very show you're on right now. So thank you for being here, Rachel.
Thank you.
Yeah. Gina, we got one more amazing judge. Who we got?
And we do. We have Salvatore Tringale. Sal is a personal estate and business advisor at the Center for Wealth Preservation in Syosset and actively provides education at local law firms and bar associations. And as part of his practice, he specializes in working with current partners or those that are transitioning to partnership. And he has earned a qualifying membership in both the $1 Million Roundtable and Leaders Conference. And he's here today. Welcome, Sal.
Thank you. Thank you.
$1 Million Roundtable. Sal, how are you?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, awesome. Congratulations on your success. Yeah. And how about a fun fact, Sal?
It pales in comparison, but I am somewhat of a neat freak, which is really difficult with 4 young kids under the age of 7.
Me too, Sal.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you kidding, Sean Callahan? You don't even know what neat is.
Yeah. I literally.
think he said neat freak?
Yes, exactly.
Neat. I thought you said meat, Sal.
I know, Sean.
No, neat. I'm sorry. No. That would be very bizarre. No, a neat freak in that I'm very organized with things.
Yeah.
Young kids, obviously, there's no such thing as that. So I have one room in the house that's just my house, and everything is just where it's supposed to be, and then everything else is kind of organized chaos.
All right. So let's see. Would this qualify as neat in my library here, Sal? Let's just see. Do things look like they're enough in place for you or no?
Yes. In fact, just to give you an idea, those wires would almost make me crazy, but everything else.
I'm sure everything relatively crazy that is happening. So extraordinary, Sal. And yes, would it be upsetting to you if after I went body surfing or surfing that I jumped into your car soaking wet in my bathing suit, covered in sand over your car? How would that make you feel, Sal?
It's probably something I'd have to lay on a couch and talk to somebody about, but I'd get through it.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you being here, Sal. You're awesome, man. What a great group today. Love it. Thank you. And guys, my heart, my apologies for the delay. That's not at all normal. What we do here. We've done more than 500 episodes of The Real Raw since COVID began, and that's never happened. So again, my apologies. Gina, beautiful job. And we have one more outstanding, incredible person to introduce today. Let me hit this person though. Bella Verita, the sales sorceress, is in the building. Bella started selling crafts as a small tot on her front lawn. She grew up into the space of network marketing. And before she transitioned out of it, became a $1 million earner, only to move into the space of real estate brokerage, becoming Nevada's #1 real estate broker. Today, having transitioned from that career, she stands in the space of opening up the listening of humans in professional and business development, finding talent to accelerate that which is, by most accounts, the hardest thing to do, to go from hello to yes in the context of business. Future #1 speaker in the world in the space of influence, heart, and education, the one and only sales sorceress, Bella Verita.
Thank you, Sean Callahan. It's a pleasure to be here.
How are you?
I'm doing fairly well.
Nice. Fairly well.
Fairly, yeah, that's new.
What is your fun fact?
My fun fact for today is, what is my fun fact for today? Shoot! I lost for my fun fact this morning.
Her fun fact is she's out of fun facts.
My fun fact is I'm out of okay, give me a realm, Sean.
Give you a what?
Like a realm of fun facts.
Oh,
like I'm literally drawing a blank on
What is the craziest thing you have done in the last 90 days?
Well, was jumping out of an airplane, was that in the last 90 days? Or was I think that's over 90 days. That is definitely you know what? Moving to Florida was kind of crazy.
How about jumping in the Atlantic Ocean when it was 38 degrees?
Yeah,
oh yeah. Hello. That was a couple weeks ago, Bella.
Yeah, that was definitely crazy. It was 37 degrees. I will say the ocean in Florida is much more pleasurable to jump into.
Well, thank you, Bella Verita. Gina, we love you. We are grateful for you. Outstanding job. And we will see you soon, my friend.
All right. Love you guys. Have fun in the multiverse. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
All right. You ready to hit this thing?
Let's do it.
All right. Who's going first?
Let's go with Lauren.
Lauren, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Soccer player extraordinaire, Bella Verita will be anybody you want her to be that you want to go from hello to yes with, because everything happens after yes. Not like Boiler Room meets Wolf of Wall Street, but integrous, heart-centered yes is where our marketing, our selling, our leading, our recruiting, and in fact, our money, time, and magic lie on the other side of. So Lauren, who would you like Bella to be that you would be seeking a yes from?
Today, I'd like Bella to be a managing partner of a law firm that's a bigger firm that has a bunch of new hires coming in and needs somebody to come speak to new hires about what it's like to be a young professional, struggles, avoiding burnout, and those kind of things. So really for Bella to be there, trying to find someone to speak to young attorneys about possible burnout.
All right. So Bella, you're burning out all your young associates. You are a taskmaster, drill sergeant, high school principal from like a Catholic school with a metal ruler. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
All right. Lauren, please take us in.
Hi, Bella. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you so much for calling.
I know that your time's super valuable because you're running this big firm with all these attorneys. So I'm really appreciative, and I'll try to be as helpful as I can during this meeting.
Yeah, thank you.
One of the reasons I was reaching out to you is because I know that you tend to bring in a lot of new hires every year. It sounds like you have such a great opportunity to be able to bring on new attorneys. Is that right?
Yeah, we are one of the most sought after law firms to work for in the country.
Awesome. Well, congratulations for that. And one of the questions I had for you is that, do you ever run into an issue with your young attorneys where you feel maybe they're experiencing burnout or struggling just with confidence as younger attorneys, balancing the work-life balance, anything like that?
I do. I am starting to notice it more and more, especially kind of in this COVID era that we're in. New attorneys like coming in kind of, feeling like they had to work hard. They're working from home. And so, not knowing how to like balance, that work schedule with home life when, middle of the day, the kids can still run in. And so, having to work till 3 o'clock in the morning, definitely noticing some issues arising.
Certainly, I think that that's something that we're all really struggling with, being in this new normal and really navigating that. So one of the things I can do, and I'm super excited about, is I love helping people. I'm a juvenile defense attorney. I have my own law firm. And starting off, I really struggled being a newer attorney when I worked at the public defender's office, navigating the court systems, learning laws, learning client stressors, all of that. And so what I'm doing is I'd love to speak to all your new hires and really bounce ideas off with them about how they can cope with the stress. An example is being a younger female in a male-dominated profession as well comes with its own struggles. And I've been able to navigate through that, build my own practice, avoid burnout, really be there for my clients, and really incentivize my staff to share the same heart in that way. And I'd love to be able to speak with your new hires, hear what struggles they have, and really help you to maintain that staff so that you don't have to keep burning through them and burn those costs of bringing on new hires to train.
That sounds really interesting. I've never heard of anything like it.
Do you have any specific things that you've noticed with your new hires that you think that they've struggled with individually, or an example?
I'm curious. I gotta.
Excuse me, Miss Bella?
Yes.
So Sister Mary Pat is here. She was my second grade teacher at Holy Rosary Academy. She has the metal ruler, and she has some other thoughts that might be different than Lauren's that you might want to hear her talk about of how to manage the associates.
Awesome. I have a question for you. How many meetings with that metal ruler did you have?
I actually had, because I will always be transparent and authentic, 0. But I will tell you that Sister Mary Pat actually got arrested. That is a true story for hitting a kid with the metal ruler.
Well, I don't know that I want to go hang out with this woman with the metal ruler, but excuse me, Lauren.
Thank you.
So excellent job in round 1. How did that feel for you?
Good. Trying to get through it. I think, I'm open to feedback. I'm excited to hear it all.
Yeah, awesome job. So do you think that a metal ruler or your approach is the better way to manage associates?
I think my approach.
I think you are correct. Yes. But we'll see. So Melody, how are you?
You just got to unmute your mic. She's having trouble getting her mic unmuted.
Get some Unblinded team support.
There you go. I think the team helped you maybe.
No, the whole screen just went blank. That's why I was like, oh my goodness.
All right. So who would you, Melody, excellent work. Who would you like Bella to be?
I would like you to be somebody I would be terrified to actually speak to. A top real estate agent who already has a list of mortgage brokers. So I would be trying to turn your no into it.
That's who Bella is and has been. So Bella, you're you in Vegas, top producer. You're rocking it. You ready?
Ready.
Take us in, please.
Hi, Bella. How are you?
I'm good, Melanie. How about yourself?
I am doing great. I know this might be an inopportune time for you, but I wanted to talk to you about how I can turn your clients into no's into yeses. And so I want to know if you had an opportunity to speak to me.
What do you mean turn my client's no's into a yes? What do you mean?
So right now, there's a percentage of clients, which is about statistically in Florida, it's about 30% of clients from every branch, every brokerage, that they are no's. So that's 30% that I can turn 30%.
No's for what?
It's 30% of clients from every brokerage across the state of Florida that they cannot be approved. They are not approved. You have 30% of your clientele that is not approved according to statistics. And so I am the broker that turns all of your 30% into cash flow. So your 30 turns into 0.
Oh, I'm picking up what you're putting down, Melanie. Tell me more.
Yeah. I know. And so I'm interested to say that right now for Synergy Mortgage, that's the company that I am with, we're at a 15-day and we are at a turnaround time that I have no problem with getting them closed in 15 days. We have a variety of products that pretty much goes down bottom line to the actual guideline itself. We have no overlays. So that means we go to 500 all the way to the highest thing that you can get to. So all of those clients that would normally be a no, I turn them into yeses. Along with that, I have 100% when it comes to communication. How would you like it for you to get to a client that you can give off to a loan officer and not have to touch them or see them again to closing table?
I mean, it sounds good in theory, but I have a mortgage company that I'm working with already. So, and we've been working with them for a pretty long time.
Well, most times you can have relationships with people, but at the end of the day, how does it feel to have someone else in that queue that you know that can get them to the closing table? That there's always a deal that is better, wouldn't you say?
I would say, but I would say, the thing that, more than that is I really value, truth and honesty, because I feel like, a lot of times people like leave out like details and stuff and not 100% honest, and that doesn't always, feel good. And so I'm curious, if we,
did it cut off?
Yeah. So like, I love the promises that you can make, but what's really important to me is the relationship because I heard and the relationship that we have in the relationship to our customers.
Yeah, so I value relationships, which is why I'm taking the time out to communicate and talk with you. It is one of our guiding forces in the industry, which makes us, again, I talk to the clients every week on a Tuesday, the same time, every time, because I think it's important to have that relationship. And again, to get ready to, if there are any issues, anything to go on the file, most likely.
Give me just a minute. There's another call coming in. I think it's my other mortgage broker. I need to talk to them real quick, and if we can continue this conversation in just a minute.
Okay.
Melanie, excellent job. How'd that feel for you?
I'm scared crapless.
No, you do awesome. You have such great energy. So let's see what the judge had to say. Let us start with Dan. Let's go with, please, Dan, 30 seconds of feedback, starting with Lauren, 15 seconds on what worked, 15 seconds what could be optimized, a score on a scale from 1 to 10, and then we'll get the same for Melanie. But please, Dan, what do you have?
So Lauren, on the, I think what you did well, of course, explain your value proposition, what you're doing for the new associates. You gave a bit of your background, which is really, I think, critical for them understanding what you're going to bring to the training. So I think that was really helpful. And specifically applying to, of course, new female associates. On the negative side, I would have, if you had references, I would have mentioned some of those where you've been successful, how you've done it, what your experience was. Didn't get a lot of sense of that.
Thank you. And your score is? Score from 1 to 10?
This is tough. I'm going to go with 7.
Excellent. And how about for Melanie?
So Melanie, I think you were unclear at the beginning. I think you know this. You were unclear about what it was that you were trying to get past the nose. The nose was on the acceptance of the mortgage. To me, your claims were a bit extreme to say that you could get 100% of people who had been denied approved is extremely improbable. I would go with more real numbers, like I get 9 out of 10 who've been previously denied, or whatever your actual numbers are. I would stick with that. So,
And your score for Melanie is?
Melanie, I think it was a 6 because of that flub up around what it was the 30% was about.
Excellent. Rachel, please, what'd you have for Lauren? Lauren.
I thought Lauren's presentation was excellent. I thought that her interpersonal skills and her confidence shone right through. And to me, that is so important when I speak to somebody, is that they are confident and they know what they're saying and they put their request out very clearly. And so her specificity, especially about, being in a man's world and how difficult that can be, spoke really highly to me. And so to me, I thought her presentation was excellent. I didn't really find any flaws that I could think of.
And your score for her is?
And my score for her is a 10.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Thank you.
Excellent. And for Melanie?
And Melanie, I love your energy. I think that your excitement really shone through. I think your enthusiasm shone through. I think sort of what Dan said, there wasn't clarity in the beginning of what you were truly selling. If I didn't know what role you had, I didn't understand what the product was in the beginning. And why you can get more closed than your competition, I didn't understand that either. And so if you're going to say you have other people, but I'm better, you have to be able to say why you're better. What are you doing differently? Your success rate, or that you have testimonials, or that people in this zip code you've closed. And my score for Melanie is a 6.
Nice. Well, thank you for that feedback, Rachel. And Sal, what do you have for Lauren?
I thought, kind of what Rachel said, Lauren, I thought it was very confident. Clearly, you know your craft. Clearly, you know why you're in the room. I thought your energy was great, and obviously, you know what you're looking to attack. Something I struggle with, I'm not even sure that this is criticism, honestly. Maybe I would have tried to condense the words down a bit, right? But that's, again, that's just me trying to find something to reach for, honestly. So I would give you an 8 on that, 100%. Yep. Melanie, on your side, you have an awesome energy, not to be, inappropriate or whatever. You have a nice smile on camera, whatever. If it were me, I might walk into that room or that meeting, a little bit like, I kind of know I'm the underdog. I kind of know you work with other people. I'm not sure I could really do anything different, but there's got to be something that you're missing that maybe I could fill. Maybe you give me a shot. I might sort of approach my why instead of my what first, right? To kind of know what you do. On the other side, kind of what everybody said, yeah, I think it was nerves. I mean, you obviously know what you do. I think maybe you just need to be a little more clear with that in the way you describe it. So I would give that a 7.
Nice. Well, thank you very much, Dan, Rachel, Sal. Great work. Melanie, Lauren, Belle is back and ready for round 2. We're going to switch it up. Melanie, she just got off the phone with that mortgage broker and they want to take her out to the Capitol Grill. But you're like, hey, there's a better deal in town. So take us in. I'm going to go this time. I'm going to go 90 seconds.
All right. Melanie, I can't hear you again, though.
Oh, I'm here.
There you are. Okay. Hi, Melanie. I'm back. Sorry about that interruption.
No problem. No problem. Thank you so much for continuing to take the call with me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm definitely interested in what it is that you have to say. And I know we ended on like the relationship part that you build. You've got some big promises. And so, I only have about a minute left. So where would you like to go from here?
At this point, I think it'll be really, really good because right now we're over the phone and I would like to sit if I can meet you in person, if that is good for you.
I am really super busy. So with kind of the COVID dynamics, I'm still staying, pretty cautious. And so, what else would be our options?
And we can do a Zoom call. Because again, I would like you to see me and I would like to see you so we can connect and have that communication and relationship more so than just on the phone. If that is okay with you.
And what do you like, what would be the outcome for that meeting?
of course, I would like to then show you, right now, I'm telling you statistical stats that is out here in our claims and what we can do and what we have done in the past. And I would like to show you that. We have a plethora when it comes to graphs, as well as for our competition, which is probably the person that you were on the other line with, that I can show you their value and what they are closing, because again, this is open knowledge versus what we have closed to meet my claim, and that you will know that I'm not just talking words, I'm talking things that will build relationships.
Got it. Well, that definitely, is, as long as, yes, that we can do that.
Thank you. I would love it.
Melanie, awesome energy. Great job. Great energetic transference. So thank you for that. And Lauren, are you ready for round 2? 90 seconds to finish up your yes. Outstanding round 1 by you. Are you set?
I'm ready.
All right, please take us in.
Hi, Bella. Thanks for coming back to the call. I appreciate the time.
Yes, thank you so much. I was looking forward to continuing this call.
One of the things that we didn't quite get to yet, and I want to touch on, is a little bit more about me and my story, because sharing that I really think would help give more perspective about how that would resonate with your young professionals.
Yeah, definitely. I only have about a minute, but I definitely, want to hear this story. So if you think we can do it under a minute, if not, maybe we can schedule another call.
Certainly. I'll give you the Cliff Notes version and we can schedule another call to follow up.
Okay.
One of the main things I'll say is I'll start in from when I opened my practice. So in 2019, when I opened my practice as a young professional, I'm probably the youngest female in my town that has their own firm. And there's a lot of male professionals out there. And so I had to leverage to use the ones that I trusted to help build referrals and mentor me as a new professional. Building this network and gaining this support system as a young professional, whether you're in a firm or not, is crucial, because what happened to me last year, we all had terrible years in 2020. But in March of last year, my father died unexpectedly at the age of 50. And my entire family is back in California and I'm in Colorado. And then COVID hit and we went into shutdown. So having to rely on the other supports while balancing being there for my clients, realizing that my clients come first, even though I'm struggling with this stuff personally and trying to provide supports with my family, I think gave me some new coping mechanisms that not a lot of young attorneys can have. And even going through those life struggles, they can do it. Later in the year, in August, fast forward to then, my house actually burned down as well.
Oh my goodness.
And so unprecedented year, but I learned so many big strengths out of that really made me be an asset to my clients and the rest of the legal community, as I could continue to be strong, but find healthy ways to balance the struggles I was going with, while also maintaining the passion I have for helping people and really diving in. So I think through my personal struggle and other things, I can also share tools to help your young lawyers not be able to burn out and be able to stay in the profession.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. I definitely appreciate that. And I look forward to our next conversation.
Thank you. Me as well.
No. Lauren, your heart, your presence, your understanding as a parent. Excellent work.
Thank you.
Okay. So Melanie, Lauren, you guys want to have some fun for a minute?
Yes.
Okay. So let's go. Lauren, I either have a 1 or a 2 under the table. What do you think it is?
2.
Actually, honestly, and transparently, I didn't put it down yet. So let's start again. I either have a 3 or a 4, and this time I will have it. Yes, please go.
4.
It is a 4. You are correct. That never happened before. I did not put my fingers down. Unbelievable. So I was scatomed. I scatomed myself. So Lauren, would you then, since you won the toss, would you like to pick a scenario for me? Like, you guys don't have to do anything. I'm on the hot seat now. So you can either pick a scenario for me or have Melanie pick a scenario for me where I would have to go from hello to yes with somebody about something. I'll be anybody you want me to be. I could be like a corner lemonade salesperson to a lobbyist, politician, could be a jury trial, like a sale of something, whatever you want it to be. Do you want to pick the scenario or you want Melanie to?
I'll pick.
Okay. What would you like?
I'd like your jury trial idea, an example.
Oh, okay. And what would you like the case to be about with the jury?
Personal injury.
Okay. And what kind of case?
I guess Car accident. We'll just keep it with that.
And what's the injury?
Let's say a back injury.
Okay. So like herniation type, questionable, that type scenario?
Sure, that works.
Okay. Right. So, all right. You guys will be very fun, the jury. So, and this will be the closing statement. Is that fair?
Yes, that's perfect.
All right. So thank you all for being here today. My client, Bella Verita, as you've heard, has been called a liar by the defense. They have portrayed her as somebody who is a malingerer, an exaggerator, and somebody that is only here before you taking your precious time and energy because she is greedy and money hungry. Do you believe Bella Verita is lying or telling the truth? You've heard from our expert doctors. You've heard from their expert doctors. These are brilliant and incredible people. Our physician was from Harvard. Theirs was from Yale. And one person is saying, yes, that thing on the screen is a herniated disc, and Bella Verita will have permanent injury for the rest of her life. And the other physician saying, that thing, it doesn't do anything. Two incredible doctors. You heard the cross-examination of their doctor. You've heard their doctor has testified 972 times, and every time for the defense. You've heard our doctor explain that, of course, all of what you see is a herniation and could cause that pain for Bella. But the bottom line is Bella telling the truth or not? Because pain is a real thing, and the only person who knows what Bella is actually feeling is Bella. You've heard the story of her starting selling crafts on her front lawn at 8 years old, to her being $1 million salesperson, to her becoming the #1 business broker in the state of Nevada. You heard her journey into the space of being co-host of The Real Raw and the acceleration and vision of Aligned Talent, which originally started as a placement agency for people seeking sales and marketing people and turned into one of the top recruiting agencies in the country. But she's not doing it anymore. Why would this woman stop her dream but for being an intense, enduring pain on a daily basis? Bella Verita is not only telling the truth, but it's an outrage for these people to suggest otherwise. But that choice is yours. You've also heard from our economic damage expert, who has calculated that Bella, on her trajectory as a woman in her early 40s, working through the rest of her career, would have earned, yes, and this is a real number, $98.2 million. $98.2 million. And yes, a truck hit her that could easily have caused all of these damages and injuries, even if it was only moving at 15 miles per hour, as you saw the absolute and utter destruction of her car from behind. But the choice is yours. Bella Verita doesn't work. She sits at home eating Tostitos and watching Sally Jesse Raphael reruns on Netflix. And this is the life that she's destined to. Support this woman with the truth, with your heart, and with what is just under our system. Thank you. Lauren, how do we do?
Good job. That was great.
You seem less than fully enthused.
I'm so enthused. It was emotional appeal. It was great.
All right. Melanie, what do you think?
I thought it was absolutely amazing. I was like, oh, he's super dope. He's not, are you a lawyer?
So, and of course, I threw in for a little fun energy the Sally Jesse Raphael reruns. That was a joke and for fun. Bella, are you still watching Sally Jesse Raphael reruns in your herniated disc?
I just put the Tostitos away.
Thank you. That was excellent. Okay. So, Rachel, how'd that feel for you?
It felt great. And actually, I have an injury case for myself that's coming up. I wish you'll be my lawyer.
Yes,
I suffered a catastrophic accident as well. And so it was very believable. What I love what you did is that you gave the jury the choice to say, you have heard from both sides, excellent witness testimony, Yale and Harvard, coming up against each other. But then you put the question to the audience, which is, why would this woman lie?
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Why would she stop being in her life and sit on a couch? And that speaks to me because that's literally not my case exactly, but a lot of it. And I love the way you framed it. You're giving power to the jurors, and that's really powerful.
Well, thank you. I do happen to have 2 top 100 jury verdicts in the country. One of only 2 attorneys in America to have that, and the only one that was blind, because I am blind, if we don't know that. And I have the top jury verdict of the last decade in the state of Arizona. So yes, there's a little bit of context for that, in addition to the speaking and all the influence. So thank you, Rachel. And if you ever want to have any discussion about it and get a little feedback and perspective, we're happy to do that. And
great. Thank you. Timely.
Yeah, I'm
One
sorry.
of the top trial attorneys of all times.
Well, thank you, Bella. So let's hit a little feedback for our amazing fine folks in their second round. Maybe a quick 15, 20 seconds for each on what you thought worked well and a score. Let's go with Sal. Let's start there. And how about for Melanie?
Yeah, Melanie, the only thing I would say, and again, the energy is awesome. The only thing I would say is I don't know that there was a reason that they'd want to get together. So I might have, again, sort of defined what that looked like. I know Bella asked, but I might have just said, hey, if we get together, here's kind of what it looks like, 15, 20 minutes. And at the end, we're either right for each other or not type thing. So that, for whatever that's worth, that's the feedback there.
Thanks.
Yeah. Lauren, same thing. I mean, like what I like about I hate the word pitch, but what I like about your process is you're sort of solving a problem that A, most people don't necessarily know that they have, and B, they don't really want to talk about it. And I think that is, especially in the legal world, because that's where I do a lot of my work, that's a real conversation. Like burnout's a real thing. And I think, if you can get in and start to have those messages, obviously I think that's a value add. So, I'd stick with my 8 there. I thought that was great.
Awesome. Sal, great job, by the way. Air fist bump, air hug for disrupting the word pitch, right? Words matter, energy matters. I don't think any of us want to be pitched, hooked, closed, funneled, right? So the idea of emotional rapport building, presentation, sharing, heroic unique identity, conveyance, agreement formation, shared experience is what we're doing. So beautiful job, Sal. I loved it. How did you enjoy your day on the Real Raw today?
Yeah, this was really cool. I appreciate the invitation. Something I hope to do again.
Yeah. Thank you, Sal. Great job. Rachel, what feedback do you have for our fine participants, please?
So I'll start with Lauren. I liked what you said. The part where it got very personal, it was very raw. It made me a little uncomfortable. I feel that if I was in the setting where you were trying to sell me something and you went that fast, that deep, that personal, it kind of threw me a little bit. Threw me out of the story. So possibly to say there have been personal issues in this past year that have really impacted me, and due to that fact, I bring my, my real self to the table. Perhaps that might have been a different way to approach it. That's just personally me. But otherwise, I think your humanity really shines through, which is so important to me. So thank you very much. I appreciate, everything you put out there, and I'm sorry for your loss this year. Yeah, Melanie, I think the bottom line, a lot of what you're offering is your energy and your enthusiasm, which is wonderful. What I think you need to really differentiate yourself is why they should meet you. Why should they talk to you? And if you're going to suggest meeting during COVID, that's not, right now such a great thing. But if you're going to meet on Zoom, I would suggest meeting on Zoom and say, I will screen share my data and show you I am different. And I think that by saying that, you're saying you will see me and you will see data on the same call. And that would interest me because I know that in 5 or 10 minutes of my time, I get to see you, but I get to see what your value proposition is. So I think that might be something that would be helpful.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for that awesome feedback, Rachel, for you being here today, for your courage and vulnerability and sharing what you're going through. And how was the Real Raw for you today?
It was really interesting. I enjoyed meeting people. I enjoyed the energy that was put out in the room. I appreciate how Lauren and Melanie were so brave to be here. So I applaud them. I don't know that I'd be ready to do this and have people critique me. So kudos to you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Rachel. Dan, and how was it for you today, my friend, before we give our final feedback, being here on The Real Raw?
It was fun. It was it was interesting. It gave me a perspective. I didn't really know what to expect from the brief introduction. I did see the videos, but the experience is very different than watching a video, as always.
Well, thank you, man. Awesome job. And what feedback do you have for our fine participants, perhaps starting with Melanie?
Sure. I think, Melanie, you did a good job of trying to turn around a situation to get the next meeting. I think that was the right decision as opposed to doing a full close. So I think you're absolutely right. You weren't ready to do the full close yet. Again, throwing out some examples of the data, like I can show you my 92% success rate versus their 83% success rate or something in the next meeting would have been helpful.
Excellent. How about for Lauren?
Lauren, I think you heard the feedback about going really personal, which is interesting. Given that you're trying to close a large firm and large firm associates, I didn't feel you made the connection to your experience as a solo practitioner and their experience as large firm associates, because those are very different experiences.
Okay. Excellent. So Dan, appreciate you. Lauren, outstanding work, my friend. How was today for you on The Real Raw?
It was a lot of fun. It was fun using this experience and getting feedback on an idea I'm just thinking of and playing around with now. So the very real feedback at early stages is awesome and gives me some ideas if I want to go forward with it or not. So thanks everyone for your time.
If I may share, if you want to create impact, an unbelievable place to start is exactly where you're starting. People need that support. You've been a hero, courageous, jumping out and starting your own firm. I started 6 months out of law school. I had no money, no relationship capital. First person in my direct family line to go to college, and it was scary. I want to quit every single day for the first year, but there's a formula and a mechanism for doing it. And I figured that stuff out more than 20 years ago, and it was extraordinary. You've begun that path. You have so much to teach and share. So if it's in your heart, I would say you're clearly on the right path.
Thank you.
Thank you. Melanie, how was it for you today on The Real Raw? Fantastic energy. Truly enjoyed what you're doing.
This was challenging as a person who usually lets the people talk to me and then I frog them, which is, hear all their things. This is like really, really challenging things that are eye-opening because I went in blind. And so I was like, wow, this is what a lot of people need. This is good.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. You did a fantastic job. And on this Thankful Thursday, Bella Rita, we are thankful for you and your final.
Yes, I would say, final is, thank everyone. I thank you all for being here. And, most importantly, or not most importantly, but equally as importantly, I thank you to all of the judges for just the truth that you tell. When you tell the truth and you give that feedback, it makes a difference in people's lives. And from what Melanie has shared and Lauren has shared is that feedback, and that truth definitely made a difference in their lives. So thank you to the judges and to the participants who, went out on a limb and, put yourself in what I call the love seat, because hearing that truth, hearing that feedback is definitely from a place of love, and you got the opportunity to learn and grow. And there's more opportunities to learn and grow from here. Every Monday night at 7 p.m., Sean does a What is Unblinded? Like, what is the formula? Because what he demonstrated, there is a formula. There is a formula from going from hello to yes for ecosystem merging for more time, money, and magic. So I invite you back to join us on Monday nights. And then also at 9 a.m. on Clubhouse, Melanie, Miss Clubhouse Queen. We are on Clubhouse every morning at 9 a.m. And so you definitely want to join us there. And, as Tony Robbins said, if you don't know what's going on around here, you definitely want to know what's going on around here. And lastly, if you're not able to make either one of those, someone on the team will reach out to you, and you want to take that call because you want to find out why Tony Robbins said you want to know what's going on around there. So thank you everyone for being here today.
Yeah, well, appreciate that enormously. Your presence was felt. You're a part of more than 3,000 people, and influence is in fact a superpower. It unlocks the things we talked about, money, time, and magic. Appreciate you enormously. Melanie, Lauren, Dan, Rachel, Sal, Bella Rita, fantastic job as always. And guys, we are all blind. And Bella.
That's learning to see. Bye-bye.
Love you.